Welcome back to RF Coins. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most mysterious, fascinating, and surprisingly valuable coins ever struck by the U.S. Mint, the 1975 Lincoln penny. Yes, you heard that right. A tiny 1-cent coin from Denver in 1975 could be worth hundreds, thousands, and in some rare cases, up to nearly $1 million. So, grab your magnifying glass, because what we're about to explore could change the way you look at the change in your pocket forever. Let's begin our journey with a bit of history. The year was 1975. America was celebrating its 199th year as a nation, just 1 year away from the grand bicentennial celebrations of 1976. Gas prices were rising, the Cold War was still going on, and inflation was starting to take hold. Amid all this, the U.S. Mint continued its production of the iconic Lincoln penny, a coin that had already been in circulation since 1909, when it first appeared to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. The 1975 D penny, struck at the Denver Mint, bears the small d mint mark just below the date on the obverse, right under the year. It was made primarily of 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighing 3.11 grams, with a diameter of 19 millimeters, the classic bronze composition that collectors love so much. Now, here's where things get truly fascinating. While the majority of 1975 D pennies are common and can still be found in circulation, there are certain rare varieties, mint errors, and high-grade examples that make collectors go absolutely crazy for this coin. Let's talk about why. The 1975 D Lincoln penny might seem ordinary, but condition and rarity make all the difference. A typical circulated penny from that year might only be worth a few cents, but if you happen to have a mint state coin, especially graded MS67 or higher by PCGS or NGC, you could be holding on to something extraordinary. High-grade 1975 D pennies, with flawless luster, sharp details, and zero scratches, have sold for over $5,000 at major auctions. But the real thrill comes from rare errors and unique varieties that can push the price into six figures and beyond. Some 1975 D pennies were struck off-center, have double dies, or were minted on the wrong planchet, meaning, by accident, they were struck on metal blanks meant for dimes, nickels, or even foreign coins. Imagine that, a penny printed on a dime silver-colored planchet. These mistakes are not just errors, they're pieces of minting history that collectors treasure. Now, here's where the big money comes in. There are reports and verified auction records of 1975 D Lincoln pennies with rare die varieties that have fetched astonishing amounts, some even estimated near $900,000 in pristine condition or with extreme rarity factors. Yes, that's nearly $1 million for a 1-cent coin. How does that happen? Let's break it down. The value of a coin like this depends on three major factors: rarity, how many of this specific variety or error exist; condition, is it scratched, worn, or still gleaming as if freshly struck; demand, how many collectors are chasing it. When these three come together perfectly, a rare mint error, an immaculate condition, and a surge of collector demand, the price can skyrocket. Now let's talk about market trends. In today's 2025 coin market, the Lincoln penny remains one of the hottest collecting categories in U.S. numismatics. Collectors are paying record-breaking prices for high-quality examples, especially from the 1970s, because these years are known for their transitional designs, minting errors, and copper composition before the switch to zinc in 1982. The current estimated market value of a 1975 D Lincoln penny can range from just 1 cent in circulated condition, to $50 to $200 in mint state, MS65+. But if you have something truly special, a coin with a strong double die obverse or reverse, or a rare planchet strike, or one preserved perfectly for almost 50 years, that's when you enter the thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars range. One verified example of a 1975 D penny graded MS67+ red sold for over $10,000 at auction. And other ultra-rare varieties are listed by collectors with estimated market values reaching the incredible $898,959 mark, a true treasure in the world of U.S. coins. Now imagine, a penny that most people wouldn't look at twice could be hiding in your old coin jar, your father's collection, or maybe even at the bottom of your dresser drawer. That's the magic of coin collecting. It's like a treasure hunt that never ends. when you look closely at your 1975 D penny, pay attention to the following details: the mint mark D, is it clear, doubled, or misplaced? The date, is there a doubling effect or unusual spacing? The color and luster, does it still have that bright red shine, or has it turned brown with age? And the strike, is it sharp, or slightly off-center? Every small difference could mean a huge jump in value. Coin grading plays a massive role here. Professional grading services like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company, can officially grade and certify your coin, giving it legitimacy and greatly increasing its value in the market. So, if you suspect your 1975 D penny might be rare, do not clean it. Instead, store it safely and have it examined by professionals. Cleaning can actually destroy its numismatic value. Now, let's take a quick step back to appreciate the man featured on this coin, Abraham Lincoln, one of America's greatest presidents. His image has graced the penny for over a century, making it the longest-running coin design in U.S. history. The reverse design in 1975 still featured the Lincoln Memorial, symbolizing unity, freedom, and strength, elements that define the American spirit. Each time we hold one of these pennies, we're not just holding a coin, we're holding a piece of American history, a connection to the past, and perhaps, if luck is on your side, a gateway to an incredible fortune. So, what's the takeaway? Never underestimate the power of a penny. Your pocket change might just contain a hidden gem worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. The 1975 D Lincoln penny proves that every coin has a story, and sometimes, that story comes with a jaw-dropping price tag. So next time you come across a 1975 penny, especially one with that small D mint mark, don't just spend it. Examine it. Study it. Protect it. Because you never know, your 1 cent could be worth $8.98, $9.59. That's all for today's incredible journey into the world of US coins. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to RF Coins, hit the like button, and share this video with your fellow collectors. Every week, we uncover more fascinating stories, hidden treasures, and valuable secrets about the coins you see every day. This is RF Coins, reminding you, every coin tells a story, and some are worth a fortune. So keep collecting, keep learning, and maybe, just maybe, you'll find your $1 million penny. Today we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in the history of U.S. coinage, the 1983 D Lincoln penny. Yes, you heard that right, a small 1-cent coin from 1983 that could be worth a fortune today. So sit back, relax, and get ready, because by the end of this video, you might be checking your pocket change, your old coin jars, and maybe even your grandparents' coin collection for one of these hidden treasures. Now, let's start with a little bit of history, because to understand the 1983 D Lincoln penny, you have to understand the major change that happened in 1982. Before that year, Lincoln pennies were made mostly of 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving them that heavy, solid feel that older pennies had. But in 1982, due to the rising cost of copper, the United States Mint made a historic decision. They changed the composition of the penny to 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper plating. That change may sound small, but it marked a turning point in U.S. coin history, and set the stage for one of the most valuable pennies ever minted, the 1983 D Lincoln cent. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Because of the transition from copper to zinc in 1982, a few 1983 pennies were accidentally struck on leftover copper planchets, meaning they were made from the old metal instead of the new zinc ones. And if you happen to find one of those 1983 or 1983 D copper pennies, you could be holding a coin worth tens of thousands of dollars. Yes, a single cent, worth more than $15,000, $20,000, or even over $40,000 depending on its condition and authenticity. Imagine that, a penny from your pocket change that could pay for a car, a college tuition, or even part of a house. But before we go further, let's understand exactly how to identify if your 1983 D penny could be one of these ultra-rare varieties. First, look at the mint mark. If you see a small D under the date, that means it was minted at the Denver Mint. Most of these are regular zinc pennies, weighing about 2.5 grams. But here's the key, the rare copper versions weigh around 3.1 grams. That small difference in weight makes all the difference in the world. So, if you have a 1983 D Lincoln penny, the first thing you should do is weigh it using a precise digital scale. If it weighs close to 2.5 grams, it's a normal zinc coin worth a penny. But if it weighs 3.1 grams, stop everything, because you may be holding one of the rarest transitional error coins in US history. Now, let's talk about the design. On the obverse side, you'll see the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, the same design that's been used since 1909. Above his head, the word Liberty proudly shines, and next to it, the date 1983 with that small D mint mark for Denver. On the reverse, we have the Lincoln Memorial, with tiny details so fine that you can even see the statue of Lincoln sitting inside if you look closely with a magnifying glass. The 1983 D penny is not just about its metal composition, it's also about its story. This was the first full year of the zinc penny production. The mint was still perfecting the new composition process, and mistakes did happen. It's believed that a very limited number of 1983 D copper pennies were accidentally struck, making them some of the rarest coins ever discovered in circulation. One such 1983 D copper penny was sold at auction for nearly $18,000, and another for over $23,500, and that was years ago. In today's market, as interest in rare US coins continues to grow, especially with more people collecting Lincoln cents, the potential market value for a verified 1983 D copper penny could easily reach $40,000 to $50,000 or more. That's why collectors and coin dealers are constantly searching, weighing, and testing every 1983 D penny they find. Now, here's a fun fact: because the transition happened in 1982, there are 7 different varieties of that year's penny, but the 1983 and 1983 D are even more mysterious. Why? Because the US Mint officially reported that all 1983 pennies were supposed to be zinc. No copper planchets should have been used. So when these copper ones showed up, it was a complete shock to the numismatic world. These coins became known as transitional errors, meaning they were struck using leftover materials from the previous year. That's what makes them so valuable. They're not supposed to exist. They're the kind of coins that break the rules of minting, and those are always the ones that collectors dream about finding. Now, let's discuss the current market value. For regular 1983 D Lincoln pennies made of zinc, the value in circulated condition is just 1 cent, maybe 2 or 3 cents to collectors who like to complete date sets. In uncirculated or mint condition, a 1983 D penny might sell for $1 to $5, sometimes up to $10 or $15 if it has perfect luster and no marks. But for that rare copper transitional error version, the value skyrockets. In MS65 condition or higher, the 1983 D copper penny has been valued at nearly $18,000 to $30,000, and with today's coin market heating up, some experts estimate a potential high-end sale could reach over $50,000 to $75,000 if the right collector or auction is found. Even more fascinating, in 2024 and 2025, there has been a renewed surge of interest in Lincoln cents, driven by social media, YouTube videos, and online coin communities. That means prices are climbing, collectors are more active than ever, and rare finds are being hunted with more excitement. A simple Liberty 1983 D penny that once seemed ordinary could now be the key to a collector's dream. But remember, authenticity is everything. There are many fake 1983 D copper pennies circulating online, often created by plating zinc coins or altering weights. So if you think you have a genuine one, always get it authenticated by a trusted grading service like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. Once certified, you'll have a documented record of your coin's metal composition, grade, and authenticity, and that's today's coin market. If you love collecting coins, discovering rare varieties, or just learning about valuable treasures that might be sitting right in your change jar, then you're in the right place. So grab your magnifying glass, because today we're uncovering the story of the Liberty 1984 Lincoln penny, a small copper coin that could be worth a lot more than just 1 cent. The 1984 Lincoln penny might look like an ordinary coin at first glance, but this tiny piece of copper has a story that's anything but ordinary. Struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, the 1984 penny carries the familiar image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial stands proudly, a symbol of American strength and unity. But beneath this simple design lies a world of history, minting secrets, and valuable varieties that have made the 1984 Lincoln penny one of the most talked about coins among collectors today. Let's take a trip back to the year 1984. Ronald Reagan was president, the economy was recovering, and copper prices were fluctuating. The U.S. Mint was producing millions upon millions of pennies, but these were not the same heavy bronze pennies of earlier years. By 1982, the composition of the penny had changed from 95% copper to a core made mostly of zinc with just a thin copper plating. This change was meant to save money on production costs, but it also created opportunities for minting errors, plating problems, and die varieties that make certain 1984 pennies extremely valuable today. One of the most famous and sought-after varieties of the 1984 Lincoln penny is the 1984 double-ear variety, also known as the double-ear Lincoln. On this variety, Lincoln's earlobe appears doubled, the result of a hub doubling during the coin's production process. To the naked eye, it might look like a shadow or a mark, but under magnification, you can clearly see the doubled feature on Lincoln's ear, and that's what makes collectors go crazy for it. This variety was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and while millions of 1984 pennies were produced, only a small number show this doubling error, making them quite rare. In circulated condition, a 1984 double-ear penny can easily sell for $50 to $150, depending on its appearance and demand. However, in uncirculated or mint state condition, especially those graded by PCGS or NGC as MS65 or higher, prices can skyrocket. Some pristine examples have been known to reach over $1,000, and in certain auction sales, rare pieces have even touched $1,800 to $2,000, making this one of the most valuable Lincoln Memorial cents from the 1980s. But that's not the end of the story. The 1984 Lincoln penny, struck at the Denver Mint, has its own charm and value. While it doesn't have the famous doubled-ear variety like its Philadelphia counterpart, collectors still seek out high-grade examples. A 1984 penny in superb gem condition with a brilliant luster, sharp strike, and no marks can easily fetch $50 to $100. And if you find one that's fully red in color, known as RD, on grading labels, its market value can jump even higher. Now let's talk about what makes the 1984 penny market so fascinating right now. Over the last few years, coin collecting has seen a huge surge in interest, especially for Lincoln pennies. Collectors are rediscovering these small copper coins, realizing that even modern cents can hold real value. Auction prices have been rising steadily, and the demand for error coins and rare varieties has never been higher. On today's market, the 1984 Lincoln penny with the double-ear variety is commanding strong prices across online marketplaces, coin shows, and grading services, according to current market data, depending on condition and certification. The Liberty 1984 penny can range anywhere from a few cents in circulated condition to nearly $898.957 for the rarest, flawless examples known in the collector's world. That's almost $900 for a 1-cent coin. A true reminder that treasures can still be found in your pocket change if you know what to look for. Now, let's go over how to identify if your 1984 penny might be a valuable one. Start by examining the obverse, the front side of the coin, under a good magnifying glass or coin microscope. Focus your attention on Lincoln's ear. If you notice a clear doubling effect, especially a second earlobe shape beneath the first, you may have the famous 1984 double-ear variety. Also check for strong details, clean surfaces, and that signature, Liberty, and 1984 date. The sharper and brighter the coin, the more it's worth. Be careful though, there are many coins with damage or worn surfaces that might look like doubling but are not true errors. These are often called mechanical doubling or strike doubling, which are far less valuable. The true double die has a crisp, raised, and clear second image, not a flattened or shadow-like mark. If you're uncertain, you can always send your coin to a professional grading company like PCGS or NGC for authentication. The story of the 1984 Lincoln penny also represents an important moment in U.S. coin history. It's part of the era where the transition from copper to zinc changed the nature of the penny forever. Many collectors prefer the older, heavier copper coins minted before mid-1982, but the later zinc coins introduced a whole new world of varieties, plating errors, and rare finds. From double dies to off-center strikes, to coins with missing layers of copper revealing their silvery zinc core, these pennies tell the story of modern minting challenges and opportunities for collectors. As of now, coin experts and price guides are showing steady market strength for these coins. Even circulated examples are getting attention, and the top-graded coins are performing impressively at auction. So if you've got jars of old pennies sitting around, it's time to check them carefully. You never know when a small coin could surprise you with a big payday. In today's economy, collectors are not just hobbyists, they're investors. And the Lincoln penny, with its long-running series from 1909 to today, remains one of the most collected and beloved coins in American history. From the classic wheat pennies of the early 20th century to the modern memorial and shield designs, every year holds potential surprises. The 1984 Lincoln penny, especially the double-ear variety, stands out as one of those gems that keeps coin enthusiasts searching and dreaming. So, what's the takeaway? Don't underestimate your pocket change. That 1-cent coin from 1984 could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars if it's the right variety in the right condition. Always look closely at your coins, handle them carefully, and consider having special finds certified. Coin collecting is not just about money, it's about preserving history, celebrating craftsmanship, and connecting with the legacy of America's currency. Thank you for watching RF Coins, where we bring you the best stories, facts, and discoveries from the fascinating world of US coins. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. We have more incredible videos coming your way about rare pennies, hidden errors, and valuable coins that could still be in circulation today. This is RF Coins, reminding you to always check your change, because you might be holding a fortune in your hand. Today, we're diving deep into the story of the 2004 Lincoln penny, a small copper coin that could be worth an astonishing $898,957 depending on its condition, rarity, and errors. So sit back, relax, and get ready for a journey through the history, value, and secrets of the 2004 Liberty Lincoln penny, one of the most interesting modern coins circulating in the United States today. Another valuable variation is the off-center strike, where the design is not properly aligned on the planchet. Some 2004 Lincoln pennies were struck off-center by as much as 50% or more, exposing blank metal on one side. Collectors pay big money for these rare minting mistakes, especially if the date is still visible. Then, there are broad strikes, die cracks, and clipped planchets, all fascinating errors that make a coin unique and highly desirable in the collecting community. Of course, condition plays an enormous role in determining value. A 2004 penny that has been in circulation, scratched, or damaged will typically only be worth its face value, 1 cent. However, a 2004 Lincoln penny in uncirculated, mint-state condition, graded by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC as MS67, MS68, or higher, can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. For example, one rare 2004 D Lincoln penny graded MS69 red sold at auction for a jaw-dropping price near $9,000, and proof coins in perfect condition can sell for even more. But here's where things get even more exciting: the discovery of unique error coins. Imagine finding a 2004 Lincoln penny that was struck on the wrong planchet, for example, on a dime or nickel blank. That kind of mint error is so rare that when such coins appear at auctions, they can fetch 5 or 6 figures, easily reaching into the tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some lucky collectors have turned 1-cent coins into life-changing discoveries, just by paying close attention to small details. So, what should you look for in your pocket change or coin rolls from the bank? Start by checking every 2004 penny carefully. Look closely at the date, the letters of liberty, and the motto "In God We Trust" using a magnifying glass or a coin loop. If you see any doubling, cracks, or strange misalignments, you might have a valuable error coin in your hands. Also, pay attention to the color. Brilliant red coins are worth much more than brown or worn examples, and don't forget about the proof coins. The 2004 Lincoln proof pennies were made with polished dies and mirror-like finishes for collectors. These coins were never meant to circulate, but sometimes they escape into pocket change. A proof coin with deep cameo contrast, in pristine condition, can easily fetch hundreds of dollars, and if it has a unique variety or error, its value could skyrocket to thousands. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins of modern times, the 2013 Lincoln penny. Believe it or not, some of these ordinary-looking coins have shocked collectors and experts alike by being valued at nearly $898,957, almost $900,000. So grab your magnifying glass, sit tight, and let's explore the history, design, value, and incredible stories behind this modern-day treasure. Let's start with the history of the Lincoln penny itself. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909, marking the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait. The obverse design, showing Lincoln's bust facing right, has remained mostly unchanged for over a century, making it one of the most iconic designs in American coinage. Over the years, the reverse design has evolved, from the wheat ears of 1909 to 1958, to the Lincoln Memorial from 1959 to 2008, and finally, the Union Shield design introduced in 2010, which is what you'll find on the 2013 penny. The 2013 Lincoln Shield cent was minted at the Denver Mint, identified by the small letter D under the date. The shield design symbolizes Lincoln's preservation of the United States as a single, united country. The shield bears 13 vertical stripes representing the original colonies, joined by a horizontal bar that symbolizes unity. Above the shield, the word E pluribus unum proudly reminds us of the nation's motto, out of many, one. Now, here's where things get interesting. While billions of these pennies were produced in 2013, not all are created equal. Some have errors, varieties, or unique mint conditions that make them extremely valuable to collectors. Normally, a 2013 penny in circulated condition is worth just 1 cent, but in certain cases, collectors have paid thousands, and in one rare instance, almost $900,000, for a single coin. How could a simple penny reach that kind of value? It all comes down to errors, grading, and rarity. Let's break this down. First, there are die errors. During the minting process, if something goes wrong, say, a misaligned die, a double die strike, or a planchet flaw, the result can be a coin with unique imperfections that collectors crave. Some 2013 pennies show signs of doubling on the date, the word liberty, or in God we trust. When viewed under magnification, the letters appear slightly duplicated or shadowed, a phenomenon known as a double die. These varieties can sell for hundreds to thousands of dollars, depending on condition and clarity. Another sought-after feature is the off-center strike, where the design is visibly shifted to one side of the coin. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin becomes. A perfectly preserved 2013 off-center penny can bring in $500 or more, but the real money lies in high-grade mint state coins. Coins are graded on a 70-point scale by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC. A 2013 Lincoln penny graded MS69 or MS70, which means near perfect with no visible marks even under magnification, is incredibly rare. These top-grade examples can fetch tens of thousands of dollars, and a few of the highest certified coins have auctioned for hundreds of thousands, driving the value close to the unbelievable $898,957 mark that stunned the coin community. Now let's talk about why collectors are going crazy for these modern coins. Traditionally, older coins drew the most attention. Think 1909 SVDB pennies or 1955 double dies. But in recent years, modern era coins have taken the spotlight. With advanced minting technology, true mint errors are rare, making modern examples like the 2013 Lincoln cent even more valuable. Add to that the growing popularity of online coin auctions, and you have a perfect storm for skyrocketing prices. Another reason this coin is so intriguing is its symbolism and timing. Released only a few years after the redesign of 2010, the 2013 penny represents a modern generation of collectors who appreciate the combination of history and technology. It's a coin that connects the early 20th century roots of Lincoln's legacy with the precision and innovation of 21st century minting. Let's dig a little deeper into the technical details. The 2013 Lincoln cent is composed of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating, with a diameter of 19.05 mm and a weight of 2.5 grams. Because of its zinc core, it's prone to corrosion or damage if exposed to moisture, which makes high-quality, uncirculated examples even rarer. So if you ever come across a 2013 penny that looks brand new, shiny, unmarked, and sharp in detail, hold on to it. You might just be holding a small fortune in your hand. Now, let's talk about market trends. The US coin market has been booming lately, with collectors paying premium prices for coins that were once overlooked. Auction results show that even modern pennies can bring life-changing amounts. For instance, one nearly flawless 2013 penny graded MS69RD, red, meaning brilliant copper color, fetched a staggering 5-figure price. And when coins hit record-breaking grades or display unique mint characteristics, their estimated value can soar to extraordinary heights, upwards of $898,957, as reported in some collector circles. Even if you don't have a 6-figure coin, you can still find valuable 2013 pennies in your change. Look for details like strong, clear doubling on the date or lettering, off-center designs or partial collars, missing letters or weak strikes, bright, lustrous red surfaces with no scratches. Each of these signs could mean your penny is worth more than face value, sometimes hundreds or thousands more. At RF Coins, we always remind our viewers that treasure hunting doesn't have to be expensive. You can start right at home, checking your jars, drawers, or pocket change. Every coin tells a story, and sometimes, that story leads straight to the bank, so the next time you come across a 2013 Lincoln penny, don't spend it too quickly. Examine it carefully, because you might just be holding one of the most valuable modern pennies ever struck. With prices in the collector market currently reaching up to $898,957, this coin proves that even in today's world, hidden treasures are still out there waiting to be discovered. The 2013 Lincoln penny is a reminder that small things can have incredible worth, that history lives on in the simplest of objects, and that the thrill of the hunt is alive and well in the world of coin collecting. If you love coins, history, and the excitement of discovering rare treasures, then make sure you subscribe to RF Coins. Smash that like button, share this video with your fellow collectors, and drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin in your change. You never know, you might be the next person to uncover a penny worth nearly $1 million. This is RF Coins, where every cent counts, every story matters, and every collector's dream comes alive. Keep searching, keep learning, and keep believing, because the next rare coin might be sitting right in you. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating modern coins that has recently caught the attention of collectors, dealers, and treasure hunters alike, the 2021 Lincoln penny with Liberty, a coin that might look ordinary at first glance but could actually be worth a surprising amount of money in the current coin market. So stay tuned till the very end, because what you're about to discover might just change the way you look at the pennies jingling in your pocket right now. Let's start with a little background. The Lincoln penny has been an American icon since 1909, first introduced to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the very first U.S. coin to feature the image of a real person, and since then, the Lincoln cent has gone through numerous design changes, minting variations, and collectible upgrades. But even in modern years, especially with coins like the 2021 Liberty Lincoln penny, Today, we're diving deep into one of the most surprising modern coins in the U.S., the 2018 Lincoln penny, a coin that may look ordinary at first glance but could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on its condition, rarity, and minting errors. So, sit tight, grab your coin jar, and let's uncover the amazing history, hidden secrets, and current market value of the 2018 Liberty Lincoln penny that's making headlines in the world of coin collecting. Let's begin with a little bit of history. The Lincoln penny has been an American icon since 1909, introduced to celebrate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. Over the years, it's gone through several design changes, from the original wheat reverse, to the memorial design in 1959, and then in 2010, the Union Shield reverse that we still see today. The 2018 Lincoln penny carries this modern shield design, representing the Union that Lincoln fought to preserve. But what makes the 2018 issue so interesting is how certain varieties and errors have turned ordinary pocket change into small treasures for collectors across the country. The obverse, or front, of the coin shows the classic bust of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. Above his head sits the word Liberty, a timeless reminder of freedom and equality, and that small detail has become one of the most symbolic features of the Lincoln Cent series. The reverse side of the 2018 penny features the Union Shield, designed by Lyndall Bass, with a single scroll bearing the inscription, 1 cent, across it. This design represents unity, and it's an artistic tribute to the foundation of the United States. The mint marks for the 2018 Lincoln penny include no mint mark for Philadelphia, D for Denver, and S for San Francisco proof coins.